So you talked about custodial deaths, right? So that leads
Mm.
to my next question on the law and order situation in Tamil Nadu. And what's your take on that? How is it now?
See, law and order situation at the outset may look that there is no major riots or major agitations that are happening. But at an individual level, there is a significant amount of undercurrent of law and order situation happens, or either it is coming out in public. I would say I wouldn't say that it has not been happening. Say for example, the custodial deaths we talked about, and for example, there is a suicide by students who had been forced to convert in the schools. We talked about Lavanya's case in Tanjavur district. Then there is a too much of the sexual abuse cases that are getting reported. Especially even Dalit women are not spared. She is forced into having group sex and then torture to that extent. There are so many cases that has happened, and at least once in a week this sort of cases that are coming up. And the murders and loots are daily happening, incidents that is coming out, that is happening. There are few reasons I would say why this happens. Number one, whenever DMK is in power, generally police action goes down because the party persons, the local party bigwigs control the police, and that happens, and then so police action generally goes down. And if anybody says that I am so and so related to some DMK office bearer, then police hesitates to take action on them, fearing that genuinely this guy could be a very powerful person with the party. So all these put together, the police action goes down, police turns a blind eye. Corruption is another big case, not only by the politicians, even government officials. I wouldn't say that in the ADMK government corruption didn't happen. At least it was it was at least a notch below. I wouldn't say that it is very limited, a notch below. When DMK government is in power, it is very openly they just demand. In fact, short of putting up a notice board outside the offices saying that this is the corruption fee that one has to pay for each one of the set of activities or each one of the services they want, and police know better than that. The third thing is, during the last 10 years, what happened? DMK government engaged several of the unemployed youth by agitating against the ADMK government. So DMK government funded them. They paid every day salary to them or wages to them to agitate, and that all of a sudden stopped. And because of that, people lost their livelihood. The fourth thing is unemployment situation. No investment coming in. Because people are afraid, the investors, large investors are afraid that if they come into Tamil Nadu, and if this government falls in 2026 or after the next term, if they don't come to power, or even after that, even after another 5 years down there, they lose power, they are going to agitate to remove this industry. Sterlite is a big example, and in Varagadam area, there are several companies which have actually decided to move away from Tamil Nadu. Kia Motors was supposed to start in Tamil Nadu because Hyundai, their parent company, is in Tamil Nadu. They moved to Andhra Pradesh. Similarly, many industries are not willing to open up the shops, so because of that, the job opportunities are very, very limited for these people. Fourth, even if the job opportunities are created, people have become so entitled that so many things are given free. Your ration is given free by the central government. There are so many things that are given free, and in the last several years it has made a community or generation of lazy youth, and who is addicted to drinking and drugs. So all these put together, the law and order it is impacting the law and order situation very, very heavily. Can you imagine a government selling liquor? It's not this government. I'm saying that successive governments from Tamil Nadu, TASMAC is operated by the government. No other private party could come and sell. So the excuse they give is, if TASMAC doesn't sell, there is going to be a illicit liquor. Bloody illicit liquor has to be stopped. That is what a police job, that is what law and order's job is. But you just give a convenient excuse, and then everybody accepts this excuse, saying that, oh yeah, illicit liquor will come in because of so many people will die, and that is why TASMAC is better. Today, TASMAC is the single largest retail company in this country. Can you imagine? Not the Adanis, not the Ambanis, not the Reliances of the world. The single largest or retail conglomerate or retail giant in India is TASMAC, but functions only one state. Whereas the Geos or the Reliance retail functions across the nation, but still don't make 40,000 crores as revenue. So that is the level of TASMAC penetration that has happened in Tamil Nadu, and people are addicted to that. So if they are addicted and then they don't have money to drink, so they enter into several petty crimes, and then the petty crimes get converted into a large crime. So law and order situation is becoming from bad to worse already, and it is going to be a major menace that is going to trouble the people in Tamil Nadu. At this point in time, it is still in a controllable state. It is still not so that sporadic and then wide problem. But unless it is checked and controlled, this could turn out to be a major menace, in the years to come.
And the excuse given is without taskmark, the economy of the state might not even run, or it will fall heavily and all that, right? Is that a fact?
Yes.
Is there no other alternative?
No alternative exists, but today the fact is TASMAC contributes nearly 35,000 crores to in Tamil Nadu budget. I'm not talking about revenue by TASMAC, I'm talking about revenue to the government through TASMAC. 35,000 crores, which is almost 11% of total revenue earned or budgetary outlay by the state. So 11% comes from just TASMAC alone. Can you imagine other excise duties and others generated by this? It will be about 15 to 20% of the revenue is only because of liquor. I'm talking about the 35,000 crores is a liquor profit that directly comes to the government, and another 7 to 8%, which is excise duty and other duties, the state taxes that is levied on the liquor. So nearly 20% of your budget outlay is contributed by just the liquor alone. Can you imagine that? And if a state has to one can change it, no doubt, no problem about it. Orissa, Bihar gave us an example. Forget about Gujarat. Gujarat, the liquor sales has been limited only through permit for ages. Okay, prohibition was there for general public drinking or general public liquor sales. I'm not saying Gujarat doesn't have liquor. It is through permit. One can hold drink at home, or large restaurants and hotels can serve drink. All those happens only through permit. But Bihar showed a way. Bihar, by abolishing liquor sale, they actually increase. There is a cash flow. The cash flow by the people were spent on many other consumables. So through which the government started earning revenue. In Tamil Nadu, if revenue has to be earned, there is only one thing that they need to do. They need to have a very progressive economic and ease of doing business, climate or ease of doing business situation in Tamil Nadu. Today, business houses are afraid of investing significantly in Tamil Nadu. While one may say that the CM visited Dubai, signed a 6,000 crore economic deal, but out of the 6,000 crore, how many are towards malls? About 3,500, 4,000 crore by Lulu Group for constructing malls. You don't need a consumer locality. You need a manufacturing hub. Tamil Nadu was and still is one of the manufacturing hubs, but we are talking the past glory. I have not seen a large manufacturing industry that had come into Tamil Nadu in the last 12 to 15 years. I think if my memory goes right, I think last was Nokia that come in, and then that is also shut shop now during the previous DMK regime. And after that, I have not seen any large industry that has come into Tamil Nadu and then started giving major employment opportunities. Maybe small 100 crores for 200 crore investment has been happening, but nothing in thousands of crores investment that is happening. Ford Motors shut shop. no problem, no issue because of Tamil Nadu. Ford generally lost business in India, but Ford Motors, which was giving a lot of thousands of people direct employment and tens of thousands of people indirect employment, shut shop. Tuticorin Sterlite, in the disguise of pollution and all these problems, what happened was, lakhs of people, direct and indirect jobs were lost. And today, the Tuticorin people are very unhappy that Sterlite was shut down and they need to open it up. Unless Sterlite is opened up, not major business houses are going to come to India to invest, sorry, come to Tamil Nadu to invest.
Right. Right.